So there's a small YouTube channel named Arman, and if you've been looking at my YouTube channel, nah, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm just joking around. I hope I got you there, and I hope you're laughing right now. Oh my god, Willie Tato's covering someone that isn't Darman. Jesus Christ, this is a monumental moment in history. Who got to this guy? The CIA? Like, who cloned him and replaced him? But anyways, I'm gonna do something I've basically never really done in my life, going outside of the Darman scope, and today we'll be looking at the Lunchly controversy. I've never personally eaten Lunchables or Lunchly besides stealing a few bites from my friends, and just listening to the names of the companies, I can already tell there's gonna be a lawsuit added to the mountain that is MrBeast's legal team office. Speaking of MrBeast, I remember about a month or two ago now, I said that I wouldn't be making any more videos of MrBeast. One final collective hoorah with all my opinions and one final video on the situation about every YouTuber who's like directly involved in some way with this. I'm gonna try to make sure like I don't make any videos dedicated to the situation anymore, but I might mention it every now and then for jokes or examples here and there. But since this is a controversy that involves Logan Paul and KSI, this is kind of far enough from the whole alleged pedophilia thing with MrBeast, and I kind of feel less bad about covering the drama. It's mad funny that MrBeast assembled the fucking Avengers here. We got Logan Paul, the alleged serial scammer. He's suing CoffeeZilla right now, by the way. What a malicious asshole. MrBeast and his alleged sex offender crew. Oh my god, I hate the fact that I have to use alleged every single time for this, but it's whatever. And KSI, who we all know fights in a real man sport, fucking YouTube boxing. Side note here, and we'll be seeing more insecurity from this little worm later on. I think that everyone who does YouTube boxing with a straight face is just really insecure. The chess boxing tournaments and stuff like that, I think that's okay. I think that shit's hilarious. But it really just comes off as insecure and pathetic that you have to box other people in order to prove that you're not a loser. And that's just a major L. You're still a loser anyways. If you think that you beating up other people makes you seem like a tough guy, then that just kind of means that everything that was said about you is true. And on top of that, your only personality is that maybe you're a physically tough guy and nothing more. Logan Paul's kind of guilty of this too, but KSI's entire personality is laughing in a slightly humorous way, and YouTube boxing, he's kind of like an SS Sniper Wolf if you really think about it. I don't really think that he adds anything new. He's just kind of like SS Sniper Wolf, except we got a guy who does boxing reacting to videos instead of a hot girl reacting to videos. So yeah, you can even tell in the numbers that KSI has less subs than Sniper Wolf just because Sniper Wolf is attractive in some way, shape, or form. You cannot change that otherwise. Look at the comments or like look at her Twitter or something. They're all very, very, very interested in Sniper Wolf versus KSI, who is a cool boxer and he reacts to YouTube videos. So I mean, he'll still get subs from that. But you can tell that, their personalities mean that they don't need to react to videos in like a way that's entertaining. They just need to, put something out there, throw in a little giggle, because all people really care about nowadays is people's reactions and like celebrity reactions and stuff. I'm getting way off script right now. I don't know what this has to do with the video. Well, I'm going to end that point right now. Long story short, they only care about what other celebrities think, and it's kind of like a parasocial relationship, and that's all I'm going to end it at for now. And he kind of rode Logan Paul's dick a while back too. That was basically how his career started. His entire claim to fame was just shoving Logan Paul's rice grain dick in his urethra, and that's all he kind of really does. But yeah, long story short, MrBeast or whoever the hell summoned the loser Avengers, and they made this brand called Lunchly. And honestly, just looking at their website, I can see why they're getting bashed. It really does look like they're just selling literal slop for the purpose of making money. They're literally just tossing Prime and a Feastables bar into the mix. And looking at the format, it's just like the Prime format, and that's it. Look at the shit. The entire premise is still the same. They have cheese, a couple of Ritz crackers, and some slabs of ham. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I think that Lunchables arguably has a lawsuit here. Sure, I don't think they will because Lunchables themselves are just stealing from Ritz crackers and whatever ham company they take from. But now I'm curious, can someone tell me what the company that, like, tell me the name of the company that gives the Lunchables their ham? Because I have no idea who gives them their ham. I'm too lazy to do the research myself, but I actually never really considered it until now. I'll probably do a Google search. I'll probably like throw it in here if I can find it, but I'm not really sure. But back to the Lunchly thing, looking at the naming itself, Lunchables and Lunchly are pretty damn close. They both contain the word lunch. Although that itself isn't the issue, it's kind of stupid to copyright the words we use every fucking day. The problem I'm seeing here is that ly, like the suffix ly, is used to indicate likeliness or similarity, such as the words abhorrently, or oily, or frankly, or daringly, or nicely. Abhorrently literally means similar to abhorrent, oily means like oil, and so on and so forth. Lunchly can also be just like lunch. But I can also feel like there can be an argument made for it to literally mean like Lunchables, because Mr. Beast is known to hide some hidden messages or other fucked up allegories, kind of like that clip a while back where Chris Tyson was playing with women's underwear on screen.
Filled with cat poop, and it's got folded scrubs and underwear.
Oh!
A straightener! That's nice.
And they never actually removed that clip to this day. But it's a pretty stretched point and pretty weak argument, so let's move on to the stronger things. From here on out, I'll section everything up in order to prevent confusion, as well as to make my argument just look better. The health concerns. People think that although marginally better, Lunchly is still not a healthy option for kids, and I kind of just want to throw my tinfoil hat into the ring. I think that Lunchly is not even marginally healthier. Based on the information I can gather, one package of Lunchables is equivalent to 5 grams of sugar and 13 grams of protein, as well as 14 grams of fat. Lunchly, oh, by the way, we're going off the premise that less sugar is better, less fat is better, more protein is better, because I'm not really like a health professional. But back to the topic, Lunchly has 7 grams of sugar, 11 grams of protein, and I don't know how much fat was in there because, you know, I didn't see it in the Walmart website, and y'all didn't do your research because clearly this is mad stupid, like genuinely mad stupid. Both of these are relatively the same, by the way. Lunchly's turkey stackums versus the turkey and cheddar cheese crackers from Lunchables. It's marginally unhealthier from the sources I can find, therefore these guys are 99.99% lying. And we have these meat writers sucking on the rice grain dicks of KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast. We got the 3 deadly losers over here allegedly making false claims about their product to kids who might bring it up to their parents, praying to the almighty Lord that the parents don't fact check the kid and just buy the product. And that's just really bad marketing. Stepping away from the health concerns, let's go to the responses to the criticism. Starting with probably the worst one, KSI's response. And this guy straight up got hit with the laughing gas. He became the Joker's victim. Now, if you guys didn't open your bobcat mouth, you would have been fine. But this genius decided to try to downplay the entire thing, and it's just kind of stupid. It's valid criticism that they're getting, and all KSI can do is say, "You're cringe." And I can't make this up. This grown-ass man with 6.3 million subs, probably 6.4 as I'm recording or something, I don't know, is just calling everyone criticizing the product cringe and hypocrites. Trying to downplay by laughing hysterically just comes off as insecure. It literally sounds like you're psychologically insecure because you and the 2 other deadly YouTube sins are just trying to act like you have control over the situation when in reality you're losing it, especially because of the downfall of Mr. Beast, who really fumbled the bag. You also do try to address what the other side might say, but it's obviously too biased since you acted out the idea that everyone who wants to argue against you guys is mentally disabled. Like, look at these clips, for example. And you're just laughing the entire time. Overall, you get a 1 out of 10 because at least you responded to the criticism in the worst way possible. Logan Paul's response obviously gets the same score because he's basically just meat writing you. I'll give him like a 2 out of 10 maybe for being a little bit more mature. Now, let's take a look at Mr. Beast's Twitter response to the situation, which is actually pretty level-headed, which is not what I expected from an alleged sociopath. But moving on from that, it's pretty good. He doesn't curse out the entire platform for not liking his Temu Lunchables, but it's still pretty deceiving, and clearly he had his PR team write it. Let's just say the information I got presented earlier is wrong. It's still deceiving to just use percentages because percentages are obviously guaranteed double digits for things like this, but in reality the changes are very minuscule, if any at all, which is why the percentages are double digits, because they're able to, do the math and it looks good. Bigger number equals better person, therefore they can just throw that out there and their fans will buy into it. He never even explains exactly how his quality is improved as well, and I hate the fact that everyone says their product is high quality, even though, for now at least, there's really no way to prove that the quality has increased in terms of tastiness, since it's kind of subjective. But nonetheless, he never even talks about how it's higher quality. Overall, it's a much better version of KSI's response, but it's still kind of bad. I give it like a 3 out of 10 for attempt. Okay, so initially I was gonna end the video here, but I found out that Logan Paul fucking promoted Lunchly during the time his wife was in labor or like was about to give birth. And honestly, I can't even be mad or surprised. I kind of expected this from Logan Paul. It reminds me of like the whole filming a dead body in the Japanese forest incident. He unironically promoted Lunchly during his wife's pregnancy, and just like the forest incident, he started like going like, "Oh, here's my product too, please subscribe," all that other stuff. And that shit goes pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. But in all seriousness, that is some sick and twisted shit. Your kid is being born right now. Your wife is bringing life to earth. And all you can do is promote your dog shit pre-made lunch. I never really understood how corrupted you can be in order to promote something at a crucial time as this. That kid's gonna one day find out that his father gave so little of a fuck about him because he was busy marketing a product that is dead by the time the kid grows up and by the time that he finds out about it. That is just some sad stuff right there. Your dad is promoting lunch while you're being born. That's just sad. You're never gonna get attention ever again. That's just crazy. I know that kid's gonna grow up one day with daddy issues, because clearly Logan Paul is probably not gonna be a good dad. I'm not really sure. But alas, I'm gonna end the video here. Honestly, the entire Lunchly situation would have been fine had they kept their mouths shut and continued trying to sell the product, but of course they just had to protect their beloved product that no one would have scrutinized at all had they kept their mouths shut. The problem isn't the product itself, and the problem isn't pre-made lunches. The product is fine apart from a few things, but the main problem is that we assembled the fucking Team Rocket over here. The reason why you guys are coming under fire is because you're too busy being insecure to realize that every reasonable person hates your guts, and Mr. Beast is doing some really sketchy things behind the scene with hiring sex offenders and all. Logan Paul still hasn't really given the CryptoZoo victims closure and is actually suing CoffeeZilla right now, and KSI is just an insufferable loser who fights other people to pump up his ego. And that's all I really have to say about the entire thing. I just think that they're not understanding the underlying issue right here, which is why they're looking like big clowns. They're looking like circus shows over here. And there's definitely something wrong with influencer-made products as well. I kind of feel like some time traveler kicked the rock after Pokimane tried to sell her Mino cookies, and everything went downhill from there for influencer-made products. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you all have a good day, and bye.